It's been loads of fun. It's been tiring. It's so tiring trying to put the energy that is not given to you from other actors in the room by there not being there, or from the space, or from all of the other, like, it's difficult. It's a difficult process to get to wrap your head around, but it's really rewarding. It is, it requires a lot of you. It requires all of you, and it requires you to bring it a lot.
Automatonophobia is the fear of human-like figures. So that's any figure that looks like a human. So robots or sculptures. Madame Tussauds is definitely a big no. And of course, statues. It's amazing, isn't it? But there's pretty much a phobia for everything. Like barophobia, which is a fear of gravity, or ephibiphobia, which is a fear of teenagers, or even phobophobia, a fear of phobias. Yeah, it's true. My personal favourite is hippopotamonstros equipped aliophobia, which is a fear of very long words. And in case you're wondering, no, there's no phobia for irony. But automatonophobia is a fear of statues. It's a strange time to be a statue, actually. People are paying a lot more attention to me than usual. I quite like it, really. Especially after 3 months of barely seeing anyone. Yeah, well, this will be my second summer here. I moved in last spring, and I quite like this place. Not everyone was happy with my arrival, but it's funny how resistant people can be to change, eh? Yeah, I'm in it for the long run like this one. Been here since 1928. Yeah, he moved in with his mate over there. They were sat on top of the old aquarium clock tower for 50 years. True story, before they moved here. This one is called Spring, and that one is Summer. Like, I don't know them. I mean, they didn't tell me that. Statues can't talk. That'd be ridiculous, wouldn't it? No. I learned that the same way I've learned everything I've ever known, which is listening. Yeah, listening. Oh no, you'd be amazed how much you can learn just from the people talking in this park, on the phone to their mate or walking the dog. Yeah, and I know that technically it is just eavesdropping, but look, who am I going to tell, huh? I'm a statue. I can't talk. All I can do is listen and think, like this. I can't gossip. I'm not some stone version of Edward Snowden. I'm not going to reveal your information to anyone. All I can do is listen and think. Oh, and lip read. Yeah, I can lip read pretty well. I learned to lip read when I was at university. I say at university, I was stood in the atrium for 40 years. Yeah, I was stood between two benches. Students would meet and chat, teachers would discuss classes or debate politics on their breaks. I learned a lot about the world standing there. History, politics, all of the phobias. But I suppose most importantly about myself. Oh yeah. Oh. I am Asclepius. I'm Greek. Okay, well technically I'm made of granite from Cornwall, but I've lived in England my whole life, hence the accent. But Asclepius was Greek. I was a god. A Greek god! Which I know, again, is slightly less impressive, as there were bloody hundreds of us, but still, I was one of them. The god of medicine. Yeah. See, my mother was a princess, and my father was a god. Apollo, and a big god at that. And I know that, being the son of a princess and an actual god, that you'd think I'd have had a fairly luxurious upbringing, but mew. You see, when my mother was pregnant with me, she fell in love with another human, and that's not brilliant, admittedly, but My father's response of having her burnt at the stake did seem like somewhat of an overreaction, if we're being honest. He couldn't even wait for her to give birth. I was the very first C-section in history. You're welcome. I didn't understand everything growing up, but I did understand medicine. And my dad, Apollo, he understood that as well. So, naturally, Apollo, like any good parent, decided to give me to a centaur. Half man, half horse. To be raised as a healer. Now, I took to healing like a duck to water. I mastered healing and medicine like no other person or God has ever done before. I was the Cristiano Ronaldo of medicine. There was no one better and no one more famous for it. I could literally heal anyone. They came from all over Greece with their illnesses and their ailments, and I healed every single one, no matter who they were, rich or poor. I got so good I could bring people back from death. Yes, yeah, and not in like a walking around with an appetite for brains kind of way. No, in like a, oh, hang on a second, you're dead. Oh, that's all right, mate, you're alive again and you're welcome kind of way. But, you know, my hobby for bringing the dead back to life had apparently ruffled a few feathers up on Mount Olympus. Zeus was of the opinion that I was a threat to the eternal division between humanity and the gods. Zeus did what Zeus does best and killed me with a lightning bolt. Astrophobia, fear of lightning and thunder. Recently, I've heard people talking about time more than I've ever noticed before. You know, when you can't move, time works in a strange way. It's always sort of marching forward, but somehow standing still. Yeah, it's times like these that sort of make me wish that things were different, you know. My Pinocchio moments. I want to be real. A living person, you know. Just being able to move and breathe, speak, feel, touch. Just to move from this spot that I'm stuck on. Visit friends and family, you know, hug them and share the same air. Just to taste some normality. Does any of that make sense to you? No, you probably can't relate, can you? Chronophobia. It's the fear of the passing of time. People think of statues as frozen in time, never changing. I don't think that's true. See, we are frozen, but time always moves around us, through us, and as time evolves, so do we. So does our relevance, our place in society. You might think that statues are stubborn and unmoving, hard, but I could be moving from here next week for all I know. You're never truly stuck to one place, one idea. You are what you choose to be. My story, Askell Pius, I cannot change. The past is an untouchable land, but as surely as the sun does rise, the world will surely change. You know, I've been around for many years, and I've seen the world through many times, many different changes. This is, without a doubt, a stranger time than most, but it will change. And so will I. You know, I stand here today relevant. The god of medicine. Medicine! Celebrated throughout the world for what it gives us. People spend lifetimes in service to medicine. Years unlocking its many questions. You all clapped and cheered for your health service. You pay for it, you donate to it. People thank their gods when it saves their loved ones. A world without my celebration. It may seem unthinkable right now, but it may come. Because as surely as you did all clap me, you've now stopped. Where once leaders fought for me, for my right to defend and work for all people, no matter who they are, those leaders are gone. And my security for all in this land hangs in question. The world, it can change. If you're ever feeling like a statue, like you can't move, Just know that there can be beauty in stillness. It can give us time to think about what we love, about our dreams. Just enjoy that stillness. Take stock of your thoughts. And just remember, please, that there is only one certainty in life, that nothing is ever certain. Metathesiophobia. It's the fear of change.
Performing a piece of your own work when you've never done that, it was the most vulnerable I've ever felt on stage, because you're vulnerable as an actor, and then there's another layer where you're vulnerable as a writer. And I found it really hard to turn off my writer's side of my head as we were doing it. But it was totally rewarding, you know, and each beat that lands and each line and thought that you see people connecting with, it has like a double satisfaction to it. I felt really privileged actually to be performing theatre to people that have not seen theatre in months, and particularly the people that just turned up. That it was really, that felt really, I felt really lucky to be doing that actually. The people that had just been by chance walking through the park and saw a sign and a man dressed in a toga and were like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. So seeing those people connect and sort of engage, and actually one of the most engaged audience members who those audience members who were really giving, one of the most engaged was this bloke who had just arrived, and yeah, it was really special. And performing to them was to everyone was really special.